Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Keda Farhat. I'm a medical student in Islamic University of Sultan Agung in Semarang, 2024. Today, I will give a presentation about a randomized control trial, and I will use the CONSORT 2010 checklist to get my explanation. And the study I will talk about is called Electronic Nicotine Delivery Systems for Smoking Cessation. Uh, the first one, let's begin the title and the abstract for the part one. Title and abstract 1A is about identification as randomized trial in the title. In this journal, says that in this open label control trial, we randomly assign adults. And then next, the part 1B, uh, structure summary of trial design methods, result, and conclusion. It means the summary should include background, methods, result, and conclusion. In this journal, it says that the addition of e-cigarette to standard smoking cessation counseling resulted in greater abstinence from tobacco use among smokers than smoking cessation counseling alone. And then in the part two, we talk about introduction, about background and objective. The first one in 2A. 2A is scientific background and explanation of rationale. Based on this journal, they say the sufficiently powered randomized trial and systematic review of randomized controlled trials showed that e-cigarettes were more effective for tobacco smoking cessation than nicotine replacement therapy. But evidence is limited regarding the efficacy of e-cigarettes as compared with standard of care smoking cessation, counseling, and regarding safety. And then next to the point 2B, its specific object or hypothesis. Based on this journal, they said that we therefore conducted the efficacy, safety, and toxicology of electronic nicotine delivery system as an aid for smoking cessation, randomized control trial to assess the efficacy and safety of e-cigarettes. Then we next to the third section, or methods. The first one, trial design is 3A. In this one, from the journal, we conduct an open label randomized control trial. And then at 3B, the 3B, this asks if there were change after the study start. But the article doesn't say so. This is the weakness from this journal. And then the next section, 4A. 4A, it's called about eligibility criteria for participant. The 4A is right here. Ah, adults 18 years of age or older who had smoked at least 5 cigarettes per day for at least 12 months and want to quit smoking within 3 months after enrollment were eligible. And then next to the 5B. 5B talk about settings and location where the data were collected at 5 sets across Switzerland. And then next to the 5, uh, section 5th. They talk about intervention for each group with sufficient details to allow replication, including how and when they were actually administered. In these things is number 5. Based on journal, they say that participants could use a e-cigarette as desired and order e-liquids through the trial nurse whenever and whatever amount they want. In whatever nicotine concentration or flavors they preferred for 6 months. And then next to the 6A, uh, yeah, 6A talk about completely different specific primary and secondary outcomes measures, including how and when they were assessed. And based on this journal, wait. They say the primary outcome was continuous abstinence from tobacco smoking at 6 months, as measured by participant report of no cigarette smoking after they target quit death with biochemical validation by an anabazine level of less than 3 ng per milliliter in urine sample. Okay, and then next, the 6B talks about any chance to trial outcomes after the trial comments with reasons. But uh, in this journal, the article doesn't say it. So, I don't, so the article does not say it. So we next to the next part is 7A. There is 7A. Wait. Oh, right there. The 7A talk about how sample size was determined. It means how was size decided. It says we calculate that a sample of 1,114 participants would prove that the trial the trial with 90% power. And then the 7B, this was not reported about when applicable explanation of any internal analysis and stopping guidelines. And then next to the next item is 8A. Uh, 8A where right here. It talked about a method used to generate the random location sequence. It means how was randomization done? They use an automated centralized online randomization system. In this journal, they say that an automated centralized and online randomization system in protected environment. And then next to the number nine that was the assignment kept secret, and the answer is it was done in a protected environment at the clinical trials unit in Bern, Switzerland. And then next to number 10. Number 10 talks about who generate the random allocation sequence, who enroll participant, and who assign participant intervention. It means who did the randomization, and the answer is this. Based in this journal, the nurses confirmed eligibility. So the answer is the nurse. Then next to the uh check next item is 11A. 11A talk about was the study blind or no? It is right. It's plus 11, oh, back here. Wait a second. Oh, no. Oh, right here. So the nurse and participant were aware of the group assignment. And the next 11B, if relevant, description of the similarity of intervention. Are the intervention similar? The answer is no, because the trial was open label. And then next to the next item is 12A. 12A. The 12A says that statistical methods used to compare group for primary and secondary outcomes. It means what statistic were used? The answer is we analyzed the primary and secondary absentia outcomes using a log binomial regression model to compute restriction. And the 12B methods for additional analysis such as group analysis and adjusted analysis, which means were there extra analysis? The answer is yes, because the journal say that we also conducted a tipping point analysis. Then next to the next part is 13, 13A. Right? The 13A talk about this level. For each group, the numbers of participants who were randomly assigned received intent were analyzed for the primary outcome. It means participant flow. There is a chart in figure 1 that shows how participants move through the study. And then in 13B, for each group, losses and exclusion after randomization together with reasons, were people excellent or lost? The answer is yes, because from this journal, they say that 41 were lost to follow-up, 4 withdrew, and 1 was excluded owing to pregnancy. Then next to the 14A, 14A, right, right there. Uh, that's defining the periods of recruitment and follow-up. It means when the study done? It's from July 2018 through June 2021. And then 14B, uh, it means why the trail ended or was stopped. The answer is this is not mentioned. Stop. This is not mentioned. Okay. And then next to the section 15, 15 talk about the data. So this is a table showing baseline demographic, and then this 15 characteristic of the participant at baseline. And then 16, we talk about for each group, number of participants, or we can say how many people were analyzed. It's around 622 participants included in the primary analysis. And then next is 17A. For each primary, secondary outcome result for each group and the estimate for, effect size and its precision. In 17A, what were the results? Wait. This is 17A. Participants with validated continuous abstinence from tobacco smoking was 28.9% in the intervention group and 16.3% in the control group, or relative risk 1.77 or 95% confidence interval 1.43 to 2.20. And then next to the 17B, it's talk about for many outcomes. Presentation of both absolute and relative effect size is recommended. 17B, absolute and relative effect size is the answer is yes, because the difference is between the groups was 12.6 percentage points. And then next to 18, where's the 18? Oh, 16, it means like extra analysis, wait. Results of any other analysis performed, including subgroup analysis and adjust analysis, distinguishing pre-specific from pre-specified from exploratory. The answer is extra analysis. Sensitivity and tapping point analysis were done. And then number 19 is talk about all important harms or unintended effects in each group or the harms. It says 25 participants or 4% in the intervention group and 31 participants or 5%. 5%. And then the next is 20. Trial limitation, addressing search of potential bias, imprecision, and if relevant, multiplicity of analysis. It's called about limitation, yeah. Uh, it's just going to part of discussion, part 5. In number 20, the limitation. The author says that the current trial had limitation. First, participants were aware of their group assignment. And then, uh, until we did not provide free nicotine replacement therapy for the to the control group. And then, like next to the 21. 21 is talking about generalizability or rational validity, applicability of the trial findings from the author. So readers should be cautioned in assuming that the results will be similar in other settings. And 22, interpretation consistent the results balancing benefits and harms and considering other relevant evidence. Based on this journal, what is the conclusion? So the addition of cigarettes uh, to standard counseling resulted in greater abstinence from tobacco among smokers than standard counseling allowed. And then next for 23, it's oh 23 is talk about registration number of name of trial registry. It is right. Registration. It should be right here. EST XENGS clinical trials gov number NCT 035898989. And then number 24 is talk about where the full trial protocol can be accessed if available. The protocol available at in negm.org. And then the search of funding and other support such as supply of drugs enrolled on funders. We can find in this one. So supported by a grant 173552 from the Swiss National Science Foundation and a grant 19.017477 from the Swiss Tobacco Prevention Fund and a grant KFS 474402212019 from Swiss Cancer Research and Lugger Zurich. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.